just imagine someone being by themselves and struggling to breathe and having that last breath. Like, that really bothers me. What is up to my Brian gang? What is up to my Brian squad? It is your girl Brian here, and I am back with another freaking video. If you're new to my channel, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. But if you're already a part of the Brilliance gang, thank you so much for tuning in for another freaking video. I know you guys can see from that title, this is gonna be a more emotional video today. In a sense, a more serious video. That's the word I'm looking for. A more serious video than normal. I'm gonna be doing a story time about how I met my first boyfriend slash, I guess you could say, first love, first crush, and how he died. Now, I want you guys to know that I am okay. I've come to terms with this. I was not with him when he passed. At the time, we would still talk from time to time, but I was not in a relationship with him. I was in a whole nother relationship when he passed, but it did affect me in the sense just because he was my first boyfriend, my first love, so it did affect me a little bit. So I thought that today I could do a more serious video and share a little bit of something more sensitive or a little bit more serious for me with you guys and be a little bit more vulnerable on my channel for a change. So I'm gonna hop right into the video. Alright, you guys, so my first boyfriend, I'm gonna call him C. I don't want to say his name. If you're watching this and you went to school with me, you probably know him. I met C in the 6th grade. I met him in Cedar Hill, Texas. We were going to Beltline Intermediate. Like I said, if you went to school with me, then you already know what this is. If you're from that area, from Dallas, you know what that is. We went to Beltline Intermediate. That's 5th and 6th grade. I had just moved back to the area from another subcity of Dallas called Irving, and that was my first year. Okay, so I knew a few people, but I didn't know a whole bunch. And I just remember one day walking down the hallway. I guess school had started just for a little bit, maybe like, I don't know, a couple weeks or a couple months. I think he had left that school district and came back, so that explains why I didn't see him before in school. But he came back, and I just remember that we had to walk, you know, kind of like on the road, like on the right, you have to walk, like you had to go certain ways, like they had red tape or whatever, and you had to go a certain way down the hallway. And I just remember walking with my homegirls, and he was going past with some of his friends, and I just remember him looking, he was staring hard, y'all. He was like, hey. And I kept walking, y'all. I laughed, you know, we giggled or whatever, and I didn't know who he was, okay? But apparently my friends knew who he was. So I kept walking, and he was like, hey, and he was like, damn, who is that? So I kept going, you guys, and so of course later on I bumped into him again. He basically asked me for my number. Now, of course, this happened after, you know, I asked around about him a little bit. You know, I was like, who is that? And they was like, oh, that's C, blah, blah, blah. He seems to really like you. Oh, he's cool, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay, all right. So later on, I bumped into him again, like I said, and I ended up giving him my phone number. Now, C and I, we ended up being together for a little while. Like, we were together for 6th and 7th grade. And kind of like on and off in 8th, but then we finally stopped messing with each other. If you haven't watched my other story time about how my cousin hooked my boyfriend up with her friend, her best friend, make sure you go watch that video. I'm gonna link it down below. But this was that boyfriend. Yes, it was that boyfriend. I don't want to throw shade at him in any way because he was a cool dude, y'all. Like, he was cool as a fan. Like, when I say first boyfriend, first kiss, first hug, first anything, first hump, because I wasn't having sex then, first hump and everything, like, he was my first, okay? Like I said, a real cool dude. We started off in intermediate. He was there for me when I broke my foot, y'all. I think I got my foot broke behind him. He was actually in ISS, if y'all know what that is, you know, in school suspension. And this girl that liked him used to pretend to try to be my friend, but then, you know, kind of hating on the slick slide. So she actually tripped me when I was walking backwards playing with my friends, and I actually broke my ankle, y'all, in intermediate. And I had to wear that thing then and through middle school, which I stopped wearing, but that's another story. And I just remember him running out the ISS room and was like, "That's my girlfriend. No, 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 no." Like, he wasn't even supposed to run up out of there, y'all. Somebody went and told him that I had fell and, you know, broke my ankle or whatever. So he was running to my rescue, honey. But he was a real cool dude, y'all. But that was a while ago. Like, that was when, of course, 6th grade. So I was like, what, 11? Dated him up until, on and off until I was about 13, y'all. So fast forward, we ended up breaking up because there was still like infidelity besides that with my cousin, and so we ended up actually breaking up, sadly. But we were still kind of cool. We still flirted with each other a lot, you know what I'm saying, like, because we had been together so long and we had like a real tight bond, even though his sister used to want to fight me all the time every time I tried to like break up with him, y'all. Let me know if y'all want a story time on that. His sister used to always try to beat me up. She was older than us. But anywho, we ended up breaking up, but we would always flirt with each other still. We continued to flirt like on and off for a while until he finally got a girlfriend, and I did start talking to somebody. Then, you know, we just kind of, you know, let that die or whatever, so it wouldn't be no drama, because I think I had a class with his girlfriend or whatever. So fast forward, you guys, we all graduated 2012. So about 2014, now leading up to 2014, which is when he passed, you guys, he was still like right on my wall, message me. Like, I remember telling my ex, I was with my ex or whatever, and I remember telling her, like, girl, he write me. And I used to tell my friends, like, that went to school with us, like, why is he hitting me up? Like, he was just like a real, like, goofy, like, funny dude. Like, and when I look back on it, he would just say the most off the wall stuff. Like, he was basically like trying to talk to me, y'all. And I was just like, I got a girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. He like, when you gonna let me see you, blah, blah, blah. You know, we hadn't seen each other in a while since we was grown. I think I maybe seen him one more time after that. But other than that, we would talk like in Facebook message, or he would write on my wall, stuff like that. So fast forward, he actually had wrote on my wall like a couple months before he passed, y'all. So it really kind of like caught me, like, I don't know if I want to say off guard, but I think it hits you a little harder when someone you know, or someone you were around, or someone you had a relationship passes when you had just talked to them. I feel like when you just talked to somebody or you had just seen them, you just kind of, it's kind of like a surreal type feeling, I guess you would say. And he had just wrote on my wall. To this day, I don't know what his cause of death was. I'm not sure if they even found out. I know for the longest they were saying they couldn't figure out why he passed or whatever. But apparently his mother, I believe they said. Now, this is all coming from my close friend that was still like associating with like people that he knew, and she found out and was the one that told me first. So she wanted to be the one that told me. So his mother apparently found him in his closet just dead. I don't know if he went in there to get some clothes or something and he just collapsed, like had a seizure, like I'm not sure. But she found him that way, and he was already deceased when she found him. I don't know, I heard a lot of stories of foul play, but nothing has been set in stone to my knowledge. His Facebook account has been deactivated since then. You know, some people's accounts turn into those, you know, memory or whatever, but his has been deactivated. She just found him in the closet. He was just deceased, and they couldn't figure out what it was. I think somebody said it was a seizure, but nothing was ever confirmed, y'all. And I think the family wanted it that way. They didn't really want it to be broadcasted, I don't think. I'm not sure if they figured it out and they just didn't tell anyone, but to everybody else's knowledge, like, there was like no cause of death, like a seizure or something like simple, like no foul play is what I really mean, like no foul play. But I heard a lot of stories and conspiracies about, you know, somebody being involved or something like that. But I remember I was at home, and my classmate, she was one of my best friends back when I first even met him, and she wanted to be the one to tell me. And then of course when I got on Facebook and went, at first I didn't believe her. I was like, are you sure? And I was like, nah. I was like, because he just like had wrote on my wall, like I just talked to him, like he would be in my inbox. So I was like, I just talked to him, like he ain't, are you sure? And I was like, well, what was the cause of death? And she was like, they don't know, like they don't know what it is, what happened. He was just found in the closet and he was dead. So she told me, you know, of course I go on Facebook to confirm, and of course everybody's RIP on his sister's page, on his page, posting pictures, and I was just really numb. Like, I was real numb. I told my ex, of course, and she was just like, you know, well, how do you feel? And I was like, I really don't know how to feel. I was sad. I was numb. I didn't cry at first. I did end up crying. I think at first I was kind of like stung, like just numb to it all, because I was like, nah, this boy had just like wrote on my wall, and we had just had a conversation. Like I don't think that, like, it was just surreal to me, y'all. Like, I really couldn't believe that he passed away. And just to see all those comments, and just to see somebody so young like that, especially when they're saying like they don't know, like, I think that's the part that bothered me the most. Like, them saying like, oh, well, we don't know what happened, you know, he was just found, and like whoop whoop whoop. And I'm just like, that's it. Like, this was my real life first boyfriend. Like, he was cool as a fan, you know, rest in peace forever. Like, he was a cool dude. He didn't have any kids or whatever. He was survived by his sister, and she has a baby, and his mom and her husband, grandmother, and stuff like that. But he didn't have any kids of his own. I'm kind of glad for that, in a sense, because I would have hated for him to have a daughter or a son that would have had to grow up without him. That is the story time of how I met my first boyfriend and how he passed away. I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. I can see now it's kind of took a lot out of me to tell this story. It wasn't anything. I'm kind of glad that it wasn't anything traumatic, like he got killed or anything like that. But still, I wish I could know why he passed. You know, like what was wrong or what was going on with him, or just. And it just bothered me that he was alone. I hate thinking of people passing away and they're by themselves. I don't know if anybody can relate, but it's kind of like, just imagine someone being by themselves and struggling to breathe and having that last breath. Like, that really bothers me. But I'm gonna stop right there. I'm not gonna keep talking about it because I feel like I'm getting a little emotional. But make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on this video, and I will see you guys in my next freaking video. Bye.